Hey, it's Nathan with options4l.com, and in this video I want to talk to you about the wheel strategy. So let's just go ahead and get straight into it. So the wheel strategy is a loop that combines cash secured puts and covered calls to generate repeated income from a stock you're willing to own. Willing to own is a key word right here. Like, you don't want to do this strategy with a stock that you do not actually care about, follow, etc. And I also want to point out that I have videos on cash secured puts and also covered calls. I recommend watching them in addition to this video because that's where I explain how to actually do those strategies in greater detail. Whereas this, I'm going to cover the broad wheel strategy. So the high level idea is you get paid to try to buy a stock. We'll talk about that in a second. So if you get it, you get paid again to possibly sell the stock, and you just keep repeating. So it's a non-stop wheel. Maybe I should do it like this, a wheel like that. So we're going to break it down into clear stages now. So the wheel has 3 phases, and it's a pretty simple cycle. So you sell a put on a stock you'd like to own. So that's your cash secured put. If you get assigned, well, then you own the shares because you have to go ahead and buy those shares from the put that you sold. And then you sell a call against those shares, earning additional income. And when the shares are called away or you sell them, you go back to step 1 and you start again. So that's basically the cycle, and we'll walk through it in greater detail right now. So phase 1, you sell a put. So you're trying to buy the stock. So you start with cash, you don't start with shares. Now, this is like starting from scratch. If you already have the shares and you're doing covered calls against those shares and they happen to get called away from you, well, then you can spin up the wheel strategy and start selling cash secured puts until you buy those shares back. But anyway, let's say that you're starting with cash and you don't have shares. So you pick a stock you're comfortable owning. This is the key thing right here. Do not buy garbage because you think you can make a lot of money off of it. And actually, this is for entertainment purposes only. So do whatever the heck you want to do. But with the wheel strategy, you will be owning the underlying asset. So you want to make sure that it's something you actually care about. You choose a strike price where you'd be happy to buy it. You sell a put at that strike and expiration. And you make sure you have enough cash to buy 100 shares per contract. So that's what makes it a cash secured put. If you didn't have enough cash set aside, it would be a naked put. And more than likely, your broker won't let you do that unless you have the highest level of options trading available to you. And if you're watching this video, you probably shouldn't have that level of options trading available to you because it's just too risky. But anyway, you collect a premium up front, and at expiration, there's 2 different outcomes. The put expires worthless, so the stock price stays above your strike, and nobody wants to sell shares to you at that lower strike price because why would they sell to you at a lower price when they can go to the open market and sell for a higher price? But you get to keep that premium, so you're generating some income, and you still have all your cash set aside, and you have no shares. So you just sell another put, and you repeat the process. Now, alternatively, the put gets assigned to you. Your stock price finishes below your strike, and you are therefore obligated, so you must buy 100 shares at that strike price because the person that you sold the put option to, they're going to exercise it, so that way they can sell their shares to you at a higher price than where the price of the stock is currently sitting. And so cash is used to purchase the shares, and your effective cost basis is the strike price minus the premium received. Now you own the stock and you move on to phase 2. So let's head over to Robinhood real quick and I'll show you how to do a cash secured put. Again, I have a video tutorial on cash secured puts. I recommend watching that because this one's going to be a quick tutorial. So let's say we have our company, our ticker symbol that we want to go ahead and buy. So I have the IBIT Bitcoin ETF, and let's go ahead and open the options chain. So trade IBIT options, and we're going to be doing a put because we're doing a cash secured put and we want to sell. So we're selling a cash secured put. We want to go out of the money a little bit. So let's say that, I'd be happy. I could buy some IBIT at $55 strike price. Right now it's sitting at $58.36, but if it dropped down to $55, I'd be happy buying 100 shares of IBIT for $55. And you can see right here that it's 12 cents credit. So if I click that, you can see that my total credit is 12 cents or my max profit is $12. And so that's the premium that I'm going to be receiving for selling the put option at the $55 strike price with an expiration date in the next 3 days. So really short expiration date, but I'd be happy to buy IBIT for 55 bucks, this Friday coming up. And you see this chance of profit. So they do a calculation using the different Greek symbols. And it's about a 90% chance that the IBIT ETF will not drop below $55. So my option will not get exercised. But there's, about a 10% chance that IBIT will drop this low. And I will have to buy 100 shares of IBIT at $55. And of course, this chance of profit is just some math based off of different formulas and things. Like, it's not 100% accurate, but at least gives you an idea or ballpark of how likely it is for this particular option to get exercised. So in this case, I could go ahead and sell my cash secured put, strike at 55, earn a credit of 13 cents or $13 total credit. And if IBIT drops to 55 or lower by November 14th, well, then I'm going to have to buy the shares at $55 a piece. So let's go back over here to our notes and scroll on down. So phase 2, we own the shares. So IBIT drops to $54 and we have to buy 100 shares at $55. So now we have these shares in our account. So like I was saying, you now hold 100 shares. Your cost per share is the strike minus the premium from the put stage. So in our particular example, the strike was 55 and the premium was like 12 cents. So our cost per share, or our cost basis, is $54.88. So the next step then is to generate income from those shares by selling calls on them. Again, I have a video on selling covered calls, but we'll go over it quickly in this video. So phase 3, sell a call, trying to sell the stock. Now that you own the shares, you pick a strike price above your cost basis, so above our $54.88, where you'd be happy to sell. You sell a call on your 100 shares, so this is your covered call, and you collect another premium up front. So at expiration, there's two outcomes. The call expires worthless, so the stock stays below or at your call strike price. Nobody wants to buy at the higher price because they can go to the market and buy these shares for less than that call option. So you get to keep the premium and you still own 100 shares of the stock. And then you can go ahead and sell another call and repeat this phase as long as you want to hold the stock. Another outcome is that the call gets assigned. So the stock price finishes above your call strike, so it jumps up and your shares are called away and you have to sell them at the strike price that you sold the covered call for. So you receive cash from selling the shares at the call strike price. So you make profit selling your shares, assuming that you sell them for a price higher than your cost basis. So our cost basis was at $54.88. So if we sell covered calls for a strike of, let's say, $56, for example, well, then we've made money in the process. So let me load up the calculator real quick. So if we had a 56 strike that we had to sell our shares for, and our cost basis was $54.88, so we made $1.12 per share, so that's times 100 shares. We made 112 bucks plus the premium that we captured. So plus the 12 bucks from the cash secure put, and let's say that we had another 12 bucks from the covered call premium. So we could go ahead and make $136 potentially. And we'll go over to Robinhood in just a second to see what we could do with the covered calls, but just hypothetically, that's what would happen in like a perfect world scenario. So now you're back to having cash plus profit, and you can return to phase 1 and start the cycle again by selling more puts until they're assigned. So let's head over here. And so let's say, again, we have our 100 shares of IBIT that had a $54.88 strike price, and we want to start selling covered calls against them. So we're on sell and call, and maybe we want to set it for an out of the money price. So right now it's selling at $58.31. So we might want to sell it for, we'll go with the 20 delta, 60.50. So we got 21 cents right here. We'll go ahead and click that option, and let's get rid of our short put. So we have our covered call right now, where we would earn 20 cents per share, so 20 bucks in credit for selling those covered calls. And then if the price of IBIT jumped up past $60.50, we would have to sell our 100 shares for $60.50, and we basically start the process all over again. And again, I go into a lot more detail on the covered call video and the cash secured put video, so please watch those if you haven't already. So the wheel loop in plain steps: you start with cash, you sell a put on the stock you want. If put expires, you keep the premium and you go back to step 2, so selling a put again. If put is a sign, you buy 100 shares at the strike and you sell calls on those shares. If the call expires, you keep the premium, you still own the shares, you go back to step 5 where you sell another call on those shares. If the call is a sign, you sell the shares at strike, keep all the premiums, go back to step 2. So you're back to selling puts on the stock that you want anyway. And so what you're trying to achieve here is to generate consistent option premium income. You accumulate or rotate through stocks you're comfortable owning. You see a theme here: comfortable owning, want to own, etc. And it potentially lowers the effective purchase price because you're getting that premium, and potentially boosts overall return via call premium while holding the shares. Now, the main risk and trade-offs: stock can drop hard. So if the stock falls significantly below your put strike when you're assigned, you'll own shares at a higher price than the market. And premiums help but don't eliminate a large downside risk. So once you own the shares, further declines hurt you like any stockholder. So if you have the 100 shares and they keep dropping down and down and down, and then you sell those shares, well, you're going to lose money. And that's why it's important to buy a stock that you want to own for the long term, in case you might have to hold on to them for years in order for them to bounce back up. And another risk or trade-off is that you cap your upside. So when you sell calls, if the stock runs up huge, your upside is limited to the call strike plus the collected premiums, so you miss profits above the strike. So if it went from $100 and you had a covered call at $105, but the stock ripped to $120, well, you still have to sell it for $105. And so you miss that $15 gain you could have had otherwise. But if your cost basis was $100 already or less than $100 and you sold it for $105, you're still up overall, but you miss that big jump up to $120. You also have the assignment risk, which isn't bad, but it's real. So assignment is part of the plan, of course, but timing might not feel ideal. So you may be forced to buy during a dip that keeps dipping. You may sell in a rally that keeps rallying. The wheel works best if you genuinely like the stock long term. So like the stock long term, and you're okay with possibly owning it through the rough patches. So I've said that 25 times and I'm saying it again right here. So intuition summary: the wheel strategy is I'll get paid to possibly buy a stock I like at a discount. If I end up owning it, I'll get paid again for possibly selling it at a profit. If it's sold, I rinse and repeat. You're monetizing time and willingness. So willingness to buy lower, sell puts. Willingness to sell higher, sell calls. And so that's it for the wheel strategy. Again, I have more detailed videos on covered calls and cash secure puts. Links in the description. Check those out. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, I appreciate any sorts of likes, comments, subscribes, anything like that. And I hope you have a great rest of the day.